Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Imagine you're about to sign a massive business deal, or maybe you need to check if a potential partner has a federal lawsuit or even criminal charges against them. Maybe you just need to verify a bankruptcy record, confirm some hearing information, or investigate public court filings. Knowing exactly how to search federal court records by name online can literally save you hours of confusion and prevent incredibly costly mistakes. If you're looking into any of these high-stakes situations, you absolutely must know how to safely navigate the federal system. Our goal here is to empower you to find the truth efficiently. And honestly, just as importantly, we want to help you avoid those completely fake, predatory third-party background check websites that promise you the world but just deliver outdated or completely inaccurate information. To get you searching accurately, we're going to break down this process into 5 simple parts: where the search starts, the official system, a step-by-step guide, overcoming roadblocks, and some final safe searching tips. All right, part 1. The search starts here. Federal versus state. Most people search the wrong system first, so we absolutely need to clarify what you're actually looking for. Most people don't realize federal courts work differently. See, state courts are where 98% of all cases are filed. We're talking over 50 million cases per year, scattered across thousands of local courthouses. Federal courts handle a much smaller, highly specific volume, less than 400,000 cases per year across roughly 200 courts. So a standard speeding ticket or a local divorce, that's state court. But if you're looking for federal matters, you're dealing with a centralized, completely different beast. Now, there are 4 main types of federal cases available to the public. You've got criminal cases, like white-collar crimes, civil cases, which might involve a journalist researching a multi-state lawsuit, bankruptcy, handling both corporate restructurings and personal filings, and appellate cases, which review decisions from the trial courts. Knowing exactly which bucket your target falls into is a massive help, because you'll need to specify this to narrow down your search later. Geographically, the whole system is divided into 94 district trial courts and 13 appellate courts across the country. It's kind of like a giant puzzle. Knowing where a person lives, works, or where a company does business gives you a huge advantage. If you know they operate entirely out of Florida, for example, you can focus your search on those specific districts rather than hunting blindly across the entire United States. Moving on to part 2, PACER, the official search system. Now that we know what we're looking for, let's talk about the gold standard tool for actually finding it, PACER. That stands for Public Access to Court Electronic Records. It's the federal judiciary's official.gov portal. You really must use official government systems like PACER because they are infinitely more reliable than those misleading aggregator sites. PACER gives you instantaneous public access to more than 1 billion documents. It does require registration, but it ensures you're getting the exact dockets straight from the source. You're probably wondering about the cost. PACER isn't entirely free, but it's very accessible. They charge just 10 cents per page. However, the cost is capped at $3 per document, meaning even a massive 500-page court filing will never cost you more than $3. But here's an amazing insider secret. These fees are completely waived if you spend less than $30 in a single quarter. So for the average person running a quick search, it effectively ends up being 100% free. Okay, part 3, the step-by-step name search guide. Here is your exact roadmap. First, register for a free account at pacer.uscourts.gov. Second, once you're in, don't just guess a single court. Log into the PACER Case Locator, or PCL. This is a nationwide index that searches all districts simultaneously. Third, enter your target's full name. Finally, use filters to narrow it down by court region or case type. If you're looking for a personal bankruptcy filing, select bankruptcy so you don't get flooded with irrelevant civil suits. The absolute most crucial point here is formatting. The system is extremely literal. Entering a name backwards or forgetting a business suffix will instantly derail your search. Always use the last name, comma, first name format. So, Smith, comma, John. For businesses, use their exact legal name, including abbreviations like Inc. or LLC. If your initial search comes up empty, try partial names or alternate spellings just in case they used a middle initial. Let's move to part 4, common mistakes and roadblocks. Even with the perfect system, you might hit some dead ends. Listen, this mistake can waste hours. Searching a common name like John Smith across the entire country without adding any filters, because the federal index only uses names, not dates of birth or social security numbers. Searching a John Smith will return a mountain of irrelevant cases that are practically impossible to sort through manually. Seriously, unless you have a couple of free years to spare, don't do this. To fix this, you must gather some intelligence before you search. Include middle initials, specify the exact case type, or filter by date ranges. If you already have a case number, use it. That's a direct hit. And here's a real game changer for someone verifying if a federal criminal case exists. Cross-reference the name and age with the Bureau of Prisons or BOP inmate locator. Finding them in that database helps you pinpoint the exact federal district and year, letting you bypass those generic name matches entirely. Now, here's what many websites don't tell you. You won't find absolutely everything on Pacer. If a docket entry is missing a PDF link, you won't be able to access the documents online at all. This happens a lot with older, undigitized files. In those cases, you'd actually have to contact the court clerk's office directly. Plus, grand jury proceedings, juvenile cases, and records specifically sealed by a judge simply will not appear in your search due to strict privacy rules. Finally, Part 5, Safe Searching and a few final tips. Let's wrap up with the absolute fastest and safest method to get this done. Always start on an official .gov site. To save money, install a free browser extension called Recap. It automatically checks if someone else has already purchased a Pacer document and uploaded it to a free archive, giving you instant free access. Skip the predatory aggregator sites entirely. And remember, the Pacer case locator updates nightly, so brand new docket updates might take up to 24 hours to actually appear. Before we finish, please keep in mind our standard legal and privacy disclaimer. Federal court record availability varies widely by case type and court rules. As we just discussed, some records may be sealed or restricted. You should always verify any information you find using official U.S. federal court systems and government sources. So now that you're armed with a step-by-step roadmap to uncover the truth safely, whose federal court records will you search for today? What kind of hidden history are you hoping to find? If this explainer helped you out, please subscribe, hit that like button, and let us know your experiences or any questions down in the comments. Happy searching!